It's time to get tactical. Okay, I am really sorry for that horribly cheesy intro. I just really want to wear these gloves in my airsoft videos. They're really comfy. They look cool. I want an excuse to wear them. So I'm going to throw these in my airsoft videos also just to differentiate them. So today we're doing a video on mid cap versus high cap mags. So here's a high cap mag, here's a mid cap mag, and they come in different colors. So how are you supposed to tell the difference? Whatever type of magazine you choose will greatly affect how your playstyle works, or just how your airsoft experience works. So I'm just going to go over them both. So this is your mid-cap magazine. As you can see, it's a normal magazine. This holds the spring. Don't twist it. It shoots out. This cap flies somewhere random in your household. I've done it before. It took me like 10, 20 minutes to find the cap. It was awful. And all you do is just push the BBs in there. Spring keeps it in. This little latch keeps them in. Same on the mid cap though. Do not pull this latch or else it shoots all the BBs out. I've also had that happen. There's been a lot of trial and error with these. But yeah, it's just classic what you expect. You just push the BBs in. Now, one thing about mid cap, you need a speed loader. I guess technically you don't, but I tried loading them by hand. What a speed loader can load in a minute, you'll load by hand, I don't even know, 10 minutes maybe? It wouldn't even take, a speed loader. Every time you press this, right? 5 BBs go into the gun, go into the magazine. It's very, very efficient. And there's even more efficient one out there. This, you have to push them in individually, and it ends up getting painful. So a disadvantage of mid caps is you need a speed loader. But again, this is like $20 and I love it. I'll do another review video on it. So they're not super expensive. But now the high cap magazine. Now these are a lot different. So they still have the little thing there that prevents the BBs from shooting out. But there's this little door. You just open it up and you pour the BBs in there. It's very, very simple. They're actually a lot like a speed loader, where a speed loader, just pour the stuff in there. So they're very similar. Pour it in there, close it up. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. This holds roughly 120, 130 BBs. Now the high cap, which is what makes them appealing, this holds 300. And there's high caps that hold way more. Like 300 is just like it holds 300. Okay. There's ones that hold 400. I guarantee you there's ones that hold a lot more. High cap drum magazines hold like 1,500 to 2,000. So capacity wise, high caps are king. But that capacity does not come without its disadvantages. So you have to wind this to push the BBs up from the big chamber they're stored in into a little tube with a spring that actually puts them into your gun. And you wind this, I don't know, I'm going to guess around 10 times. I don't remember because I don't use these much. Spoiler alert, I prefer mid caps. And you get around 30 BBs ready, and then after 30 you have to wind it again. So it's you're constantly winding, which is very annoying, but at the same time, one of these is worth at least 2 of these, sometimes 3, maybe even more. So that is something to consider. Now, which do I recommend? So if you are just starting off airsoft and you only have 1 or 2 mags, I recommend high caps. It's always nice, even if you want mid caps later on, to have 1 or 2 high caps on you, because it's just a bunch of extra BBs. It's amazing. If your mid caps run out, you just throw a high cap in it and you should be good for a long time. Now, another disadvantage of these is when they're like half full, they shake and they sound like maracas. Because there's just a bunch of BBs in there. They shake around, they're loud, they're annoying. So I'm just warning you that these are loud. You're not going to be stealthy with these. I mean, most airsoft isn't about stealth, so I understand that, but people are going to hear you coming. That's all I'm saying. Now, I prefer mid caps, even for starters. If you want to invest in a speed loader and you want to get a bunch, like maybe 5 of these versus like 2 or 3 of these, I think it's worth it. So basically, if you're on a budget, get a high cap. But if you're not, get mid caps. Mid caps are so nice. You do have to reload more often, but I'd much rather reload twice as much, which is like I don't know, let's say 5 times versus like 2 or 3 times. I don't know the exact numbers, I do apologize. For like a 20-minute airsoft game, you probably won't even reload much in a shorter airsoft game. But I'd much rather reload than just be winding this constantly. This is nice to have in a backpack or something, but I wouldn't be relying on this. And what kind of like really makes these kind of irrelevant is this speed loader. This holds 500. So you just have a bunch of mid caps, you have a speed loader, and if your mid caps run out, just push this in there like that, press it, and boom, you have like 50 more BBs in your mid cap. So honestly, if you have a speed loader, I definitely recommend mid caps, but if you're on more of a budget, I would say high caps are nice if you're really trying to keep your costs low. So I guess a final conclusion to this very scattered improv-ish video. High caps if you're on an extreme budget, but this one came with my gun. Like, if a high cap comes with your gun, that's not bad, or your airsoft BB, what AG, whatever. If a high cap comes with it, it's not bad. They're nice to have, but I just wouldn't go out and buy them. I'd much prefer to have a speed loader and a bunch of mid caps. But if you are on a budget, I would recommend high caps, otherwise get mid caps. So that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.